So how can you get enough vitamin D? Keep watching the Uma Show. Do you know the 3 ways to get enough vitamin D? Foods, supplements, and vitamin D is critical for good health, but too many people simply don't get enough of the sunshine vitamin. It's not easy to get most of the year, and it's not in too many foods. Are supplements the answer? Here's the lowdown on this critical, all too often deficient vitamin and 3 ways you can get enough of it. How can I get enough vitamin? I get that asked all the time. When we think of vitamins, we know they are super important for health. But vitamin D is special. It's difficult to get enough vitamin D. Vitamin D is therefore a very common deficiency. So let's talk about how much of this critical fat-soluble vitamin we need and how you can get enough. The 3 ways to vitamin D are exposure to the sun, consuming vitamin D containing food, and through supplements. Why is vitamin D important and how much do we need? Vitamin D helps us absorb calcium from our food and acts like a hormone to help us build strong bones. Vitamin D can also help with immune function, cellular growth, and help to prevent mood imbalances such as depression and seasonal affective disorder. Not getting enough vitamin D can lead to bone diseases like osteomalacia. Inadequate vitamin D can also increase your risk of heart disease, autoimmune diseases, certain cancers, and even death. The official minimum amount of vitamin D to strive for each day is merely 400 to 600 IU. Many experts think that this is not nearly enough for optimal health. To ensure you get adequate amounts of vitamin D, you can implement any combination of the 3 vitamin D sources mentioned here on a weekly basis. How can you get enough vitamin D from the sun? Your skin makes vitamin D when it's exposed to the sun. That's why it's referred as the sunshine vitamin. How much vitamin D your skin makes depends on many things. Location, season, clouds, clothing all affect the amount of vitamin D your skin can produce from the sun. One standard recommendation is to get about 5 to 30 minutes of sun exposure between 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. to the face, arms, legs, or back. This should be done without sunscreen, at least twice a week, of course. We should always avoid sunburns, and of course, in some locations and seasons of the year, it's not easy to get sun exposure. So how can you get enough vitamin D from food? Vitamin D is naturally found in fatty fish, liver, and egg yolks. Some mushrooms make vitamin D when they are exposed to the sun. Some foods are fortified, which means vitamin D has been added. These include milk, some orange juices, breakfast cereals, and yogurt. It will say on the label how much vitamin D has been added per serving. Because vitamin D is fat soluble, you can increase absorption of it from your body if you eat it with some fat, healthy fat of course. Between sun exposure and food, it still may be difficult to get even the minimum of 400 IU of vitamin D each day. This is why vitamin D supplements are quite popular. So how can you get enough vitamin D from supplements? It's easy enough to just pop a pill or take some cod liver oil, which also contains vitamin A. Either of these can ensure that you can get the minimum amount of vitamin D plus a bit extra. But before you take vitamin D containing supplements, make sure you check that it won't interact with other supplements or medications you may be taking. Always and always read your labels and ask a healthcare professional for advice. Do not take more than the suggested dosage on the label of any vitamin D supplement except under medical care. The maximum amount recommended for the general population is 4,000 IU per day. Too many vitamin D can raise your blood levels of calcium to an unsafe level, and this can affect your heart and kidneys. The best thing, if you are concerned, to ask your healthcare professional to do a blood test and make a recommendation about how much vitamin in supplement form is right for you. Your healthcare practitioner may recommend higher amounts of vitamin D supplementation for a short time while under their care. So the conclusion is vitamin D is an essential fat-soluble vitamin which many people have a hard time maintaining adequate level of vitamin D. There are 3 ways to get enough vitamin D: sun exposure, through certain foods, and in supplements. I have given you some ideas on how you can get the minimum 400 and 600 IU of vitamin D daily. If you're concerned, it's best to request a blood test that tests your vitamin D levels to be sure what's right for you. Always take supplements as directed. I hope you found this video informative. Share, like, and please comment. I'm always waiting for your comments. Go on my website and download my 14 days smoothie challenge if you want to lose weight, feel energetic, and have better and healthy skin. And get onto my Insiders Club by subscribing to my newsletter. See you next week. Till then, stay healthy and have fun.